a little idea from the files. I was specially recruited to come and start drama on television. And we pick up this idea, village headmaster. And I believed in my heart that it could run a long time. And it ran 23 years before they stopped it.
As it is in the African setting, the village of Abuja, though guided by a headmaster, was administered by a chief known as the Baale, who later became the crown king or lodger of Abuja.
There's nothing to put about. You are going to withdraw your letter of resignation and go back to your school. Benny, your pupils need you. The whole of the community want you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Headmaster, everything is not money.
To ensure the success of such a production, which was to be our own with a Nigerian identity, there was the task of getting the best hands possible to pilot the affairs of both cast and crew.
The creator of the program, the one who brought the idea, was the late Segun Olushola. And he was already controller of programs of NBC TV. Therefore, he was not really a producer as such. We could have made him produce the program, but that would have taken him away from his proper duties. So we had to look for people who could come and do the work of production without losing any of the force, of the strength of the drama we were trying to produce. And we decided to headhunt. And actually, when I met the person who now became the first producer, he was really a sort of comedian and doing lots of comedy work on radio. But from that, we could see that he was a creative person, and that therefore, if we gave him this opportunity to try his hand at this, it would work out. So that's how we did the headhunting.
The program started in 1968. And of course, you remember the ambassador Segun Olushola was the creator of the program. But I came in 1970. I was invited by Chief Segun Olushola to be a member of cast. So I came in and I had this. At first I argued with him because it was, he just called me one day and said, Ibidu, you have to come. I said, what, Uncle? I called him Uncle. I said, Uncle, what is it? He said, look, there's something I want you to play in this program called The Village Headmaster. So I said to him, Village Headmaster? Oh, I've been watching that program since 1968. He said, okay, I want you to come and be part of it. So I said, all right, I will come. And the very next day he sent me a script. And I looked at the script. And I called him, I said, so what's my role here? He said, Amebo. I said, Uncle Amebo, okay, no problem, I'll come. So I went to the studio, and then David Orere was the producer. And we read through the script and everything. And of course it was just, I had about 2 speaking lines. And then after that day, I said to Uncle Segun, 2 speaking lines. I will come all the way. I said, anyway, Shade, I said, don't tell me that you are going to do it. You have to do it. That's your role. So Amebo started. And gradually, Amebo became Amebo, known as Amebo. Even I don't have a name anymore. I am Amebo, amongst the old and the young, but it's a pleasure.
Madam ASP. Hey, I'm glad for see you here for my bow. I beg you, can help me give you ASP drink? Me, I will pay the money. You hear quick.
Man, we've been walked up.
Basically, I was not there at the inception, but I joined them 2 years later because I joined the NTA in 1970. I became a part of Village Headmaster in 1970. Somewhere back in 1969, I got a message that Segun Olushola wanted to see me. So I went to NTA, I met with him, pointedly asked, "Why do you want to work in television?" I have a space for you in the drama department. I said, it has never crossed my mind, so I'll go and think about it. So we left it there. I think after about a month or so, he sent for me. Said, have you thought about it? And quite frankly, I don't know, I didn't want to go to television because I thought television was new then, of course, and I thought it was something like photography, cheese and that kind of thing. It wasn't as expressive as, working on a proscenium. So because he sent for me for the second time, I just said, well, okay, I'm interested. Then I was, of course, working at Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation. And Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation happened to be in charge of the TV, so it was then NBC TV.
Did this indigenous drama series fill any void or serve any particular purpose?
Originally, the program set out to entertain, to take the village headmaster's situation in any of our villages and reveal to everybody the things that went on, how teachers subordinate to the headmaster managed themselves, how the pupils regarded the headmaster, how the headmaster and his family, even this was what we wanted to bring out. But then when you start something like that and you're going on with it, the developments in the environment are bound to make an impact on what you're doing. And if you're telling the story of a situation which used to exist 5 or 6 years ago, but you have ongoing situations that are relevant, it's natural. It's natural for you to bring those relevant current situations into what you're doing. And so it was not surprising at all that village headmaster began to be a sort of commentary on some of the things going on in the environment.
Culture and the focus, the purpose of village headmaster, primary purpose then, was the unity of Nigeria. Using the various rich cultures of the people. And that's why you have, at the beginning, there used to be a prologue that somebody would read. This is Oja village. Its history is the history of 5,000 inhabitants that have come together from various parts of the country. The Yoruba cocoa farmers, the Urobo farmers, the Igbo teachers, the Hausa Kola Nut farmers, traders, and so on. So it embraces all Nigerian, indigenously cultural Nigerians, characters. So that is really that factor that made Village Headmaster every episode, what do you call it when you have a success, make a big bang.
In each episode we have messages that we pass to the masses, and these are the educating part of Village Headmaster. Then on the cultural aspect, you see some of our cultures coming in some of all these scripts, and at that time the audience were able to identify with what we were doing, and it now became a kind of school for most of the audiences, where each time they watch Village Headmaster, they will have something to take out of it or to learn from it.
It is for people like them that the council came up with these conditions. And it's matter, I have a copy with me here. Is that so? Yes. In fact, it is because of
Which is what I went to Lagos to collect for on behalf of the sole administrator. I mean the chairman of the council. Yes. Yes, it reads Kabiesi. Before any beneficiaries of import license could connect their licenses,
Yes.
they have to fulfill the following conditions.
Thank you.
1. The council must obtain original and copy of letter of authority from the company. 2. Original and copy of the certificate of incorporation. 3. Original and copy of tax clearance certificate for 1984 to 1985. 4. Current tax clearance certificates of 2 directors. 5.
I'm going to Soko. Nobody can do me this village. You know?
It was the internet. Because anytime we are on, the streets are free. No hold up, nothing. People rush home to watch Village Master. And the greatest thing is that when you watch Village Master, you cannot tell us the end of that story. No. So there's suspense, which is one key thing in drama. The issue of suspense.
Wow, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a family drama. And I think it used to be on Thursdays at 7 p.m., if I'm correct. And you would see people rushing home at the end of the day's work to want to get home in good time to be able to watch Village Headmaster. It was a family drama. It was like there's no role in Village Headmaster that you probably didn't have a character like that in your home. You know, it was comedy, it was educating. People could relate. It was like a village setting. So a lot of people could relate with where they're coming from, with what is happening today. There was a blend of the old and the new at that time. Everybody was able to relate with, we had the baby lawyer, we had the Yonda, Yonda was baby lawyer, we had Gorimakpa in the palace, we had the Kabiesi himself, you know, young people behaving like old men and all that. So it had a huge impact.
As far as I'm concerned, at that point in time, Village Master was a national icon. One, it was a drama of ideas. Two, it was also a social drama that mirrors the society, because it was a drama that deals with ideas, you know. So basically, for me, then it was a true reflection of what a television drama should do. This was a different ball game entirely. Like something was happening in the nation that calls for urgent attention. Village Headmaster pinpoints it and draws attention to it. Of course, giving its own solution.
Yes, it did very much indeed. It did fit in. And I think right now it should fit in again. Because in those days, most of these sitcoms they had some moral in them. And they were programs that when you watch them, you always find the meaning. You always find the reason for the program, for whatever they do. And I think it's still very much obtainable now, especially now.
When Village Headmaster was created, I don't think the Nigerian Television Authority had anything to showcase, in the form of entertainment that people could really relate to until the advent of Village Headmaster. So yes, it did fill a void. That void being the fact that there was nothing really entertaining that could pull people back home from wherever they were. But Village Master, after its creation, did. It was a program that everybody wanted to run back home, to watch. So yes, it did fill a void, the entertainment void in NTA. It was after the creation of Village Headmaster that, others followed. But Village Headmaster was the first real entertaining program created by NTA, being produced by NTA, and transmitted on the service of the NTA. that became a crowd puller, an instant crowd puller.
50 years down the line, where is the village headmaster? Is it still relevant?
You know, even though we have now come into an era where technology has, advanced, and where all kinds of things, we now look at ourselves as being civilized beyond those days, if you like. But if you go to our villages now, even today, you'll be amazed at the way that people relate to each other, at the things that are happening in villages that you would never dream of in the cities. People are still very basic in some of their interactions. And for me, personally, as somebody who has been in radio and television, you can create an interesting situation out of anything that has an element of truth in it. By the time you finish dramatizing it, not all of it will be absolutely the truth, but you will have created enough truth in it that whatever extensions you do to that will still be entertaining. And that's the whole issue of being creative.
Creation lives on evolution. Everything in creation evolves. The same thing with Village Headmaster. When we started, it was just in Studio A, so to say. There you have the backdrops where you see the market, you see the Village Headmaster's veranda, then some houses and things of that nature. Just everything in the studio. But after some time, we now moved out to location. That's where we evolved to. Now, talking about present thing, it will be an added advantage for Village Headmaster because it's a kind of program that you have committed artists, so to say, that can blend